Hey guys, welcome back. It's time to look at a little bit of a situation. We have somebody going around with a fake first edition base Charizard. They're bringing it to at least one game store at this point in time. This reminds me a lot of the usual scam that you see on local classifieds where someone's selling something. They'll give you some terrible pictures and they're just trying to make some money. It'll be too good to be true. The price is going to be too low, almost certainly, almost always. And they're just going to prey on the fact that somebody doesn't know what they're looking at. In this case, someone really needs to know or not know what they're looking at. So let's take a look here. We have a tweet by Marcelo, Markdown Breaks. And thank you very much to Hobby Champs who tagged me on this. It's something that I think we should look at. I know I'm going to get a ton of comments. We know what we're looking at, but this can be, you can use this in every example. I know there's a lot of new people. I've had people show me cards that look worse than this, and that's basically it. We'll go through. Let's check out the story. So their post says, just a PSA on a PSA card that is out there. Gentleman came into the shop a few minutes ago looking to sell me this first edition Charizard PSA 9 card. I immediately felt the font was off and moved the card from side to side, and the hologram did not have any shine to it. So not if it has no shine, or if the details in the holo pattern aren't actually holo themselves, if it's printed on top, immediately no go. So this is, I guess, a good example. In this instance, it's not a very good fake graded card, but be aware that the graded cases the cards come in are very easy to replicate, very easy to make something that looks close to the real thing. Again, it's just a plastic case. They make them in China. Companies make empty ones. That or sometimes the case will pop apart, similar to CGC, I think in the early days, where the cases were just coming apart because they weren't sonic welding them hard enough. I don't know why they don't have some sort of sticker, etc., to make sure the seal is never broken, just in case, as a precaution. But I guess that wouldn't look as good, or it would cost more money, or it would take more time, some combination of that. I looked up the number on PSA's site, and the number was a match, but I confirmed my feelings about the font, and the barcodes do not look the same. So that's the thing. This is weird. So certain tiers of grading will not provide an image on PSA site as well as the other grading sites. I think there should be an image of every single card, because even if somebody swaps it out, they somehow manage to make the case look perfect or crack the case without doing any damage to it. Typically you'll have like a frosty looking edge around the outside, but in the case that it doesn't have that, it's always good to have the photo there. But you can compare the image. You can compare with Pokemon cards. You can take a look at the holo pattern on each of them, compare them, make sure it's the right card, make sure the barcode and everything else looks the same, and make sure the other thing is damage. So it's good to have on their website for the sake of themselves, their customers, and the people purchasing, that these graded cards have front and back clear scans. It should be part of the package for every single card that's graded. And if they're going to argue that no, certain cards are not valuable enough to have that feature, to have that the privilege of being scanned and put on their website, then in my opinion, you shouldn't be charging anyone to grade them. They shouldn't be graded at all. That's what it comes down to. So there are benefits of having it cataloged on the website. If the person listing it doesn't want to take clear pictures of it, at least you can go take a look there to see if anyone's hiding damage, etc. Or if there's been damage that happened post-grading in terms of fading, in terms of if the case got cracked, if there's something inside the case that's wiggling around, some pubes or mayonnaise from Johnny the Grader, who decided to put extra mayonnaise on a sandwich and didn't have time for a break. All right, so while I was doing this, I wanted to see what the card's history was. He said he's had it for 6 years, and it just came back from PSA in January. Okay, probably not with the condition that it's in. He told me a shop owner in Livingston tried to lowball him on it, and he knows what he has. Classic. I love when people say they know what they have. So I don't know if he's referring to, he knows he has a fake card at this point. I asked him what he wanted for it, and he said $4,000. This card goes for 15 to 20K in this grade. It's being transported in a dirty sleeve, and the case is dirty, scratched, and smells like an ashtray. I got enough of a backstory to know he didn't get scammed himself. I could not get a plate number as he rides a bike, but I do have a photo of the gentleman as well as his card and screenshots of the real one. Not sure if he is a local or he is traveling with this act. So chances are he's going to try and scam somebody else with it. If he took the time and effort to put his ashtray Charizard together, he's probably going to like list it on classifieds or something like that. So here it is, painfully fake. Clearly he didn't just get this back. It looks like it's beat to hell. The case looks like it's been reused. We got some cracks on the side here. But yeah, typically if it was a real case, typically you got to be looking out for like frosting around the outside, but not always the case. You still need to verify that the card is real. And yeah, as much as people want to romanticize grading and the fact that you're guaranteed to get a real card, this is clearly not a real card. I would like to think that even the eBay guarantee people could catch this one. But yeah, this is wrong. It's all around wrong. But you got to be careful with all aspects. So when you're buying something this expensive, you should be checking regardless. I'm surprised that somebody was dumb enough to bring this into a card shop who was immediately going to identify it. I don't think there's any card shop in the world that should or would accept this as a real card. But somebody that's new to the hobby, somebody that's not familiar with what the card is supposed to look like, not familiar that the fact that they can look it up, might get duped. There's someone out there that might get duped. Here's the real card. So here is, regardless, if you're spending that much money, whether it's $4,000 or the actual price, you gotta make sure that you're looking for any differences, if there's cracks, etc. I mean, even the case looks different. We got a huge gap at the top here, which should not exist. Even if it was in mint condition, you still gotta check this. You still gotta check it. And as we've seen with the Argent Dylan stuff, you gotta check even if it's a real card, even if it's a real shadowless Charizard, you have to check your stamp. Make sure your stamp's in the right place. But yeah, if you don't know what you're looking at, make sure you reach out to somebody that does. And I can't check every single card for every single person, but if you have a question on something like this, if you're unsure about it, I can at least point you in the right direction, show you why something's counterfeit, join the Discord, and if not myself, somebody else can tell you, yeah, you got a fake. You got a fake on your hands. Here's the culprit, the bicycle bandit, as we'll call him. He's fake Charizarding all the way to the bank. So hopefully no one falls for that. I mean, maybe somebody gets greedy and they think they can spend $4,000 and flip it or something like that. But again, thanks to Hobby Champs for tagging me. We have Pat Smith that says, it looks very off. Hopefully nobody falls for that one. Agree. They call me meatballs. Everything about it looks wrong. PSA label on the card both have wrong font and spacing. Card colors appear off. Hollow is wrong. A card size looks wrong compared to fit an actual PSA slab. So I don't know if that's the actual card that's the wrong size or the case that they're using might be the wrong size. Might be able to check Facebook Marketplace to see if scammer posted there. I'd say that's a good place to start. That, depending on where they're located, other local classified stuff. Color off, first edition off too. Shit looks off to me. I would hope so. The label is a dead giveaway, obvious fake. I do not rely on the label. You got to look at the label. You got to look at the case. You got to look at the card itself. Most importantly, the card itself, because if someone reuses a label or something, then you're in the same boat if they had something that's half decent. Average card guy says, well, people are going nuts with fakes. I'd say if somebody came with a card like that riding a bike, I'd already be suspicious. True. He was smoking a cigarette before coming in. I thought he was headed to/from the bus stop across the street. And we got the old nope gif. Awesome dudes. Make sure, I don't know, if you see any of this stuff, report it on whatever platform it's on. and hopefully no one gets duped by these idiots that have nothing better to do than take advantage of somebody that doesn't know what they're looking at. Hopefully this isn't one of those examples, but yeah. Take care, guys. Take care of each other. Join the Discord, and I will see you next time. Stay away from people on bikes, smoking cigarettes, selling Charizards.